Hi, I'm Jonathan from Anything IT, and I thought I'd share with you some information about Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a really comprehensive data acquisition program made by Google, and it captures information about your website if you have the code installed, and the data that comes back and that's available to you is pretty interesting a lot of the time, and I'm going to show you some of the main features of that. But first of all, the code that you need to put into your website, you can ask your web developer, or if you have a WordPress site, you can do that by use of a plugin. But the code you would install would be very similar to this code. It would be different to the numbers you'd be given would be different. You'd get this from your Google Analytics dashboard. And as I say, if you have WordPress installed, you can install a plugin called Google Analytics, and you'd set the data up in there. So yeah, Google Analytics used to be, well, before Google Analytics came along, do you remember the kind of website visitors? There used to be like a little ticker here that would go up every time someone hit the website, and it looks really old school now, and obviously things have come a long way since then. Now we have Google Analytics, which gives us an incredible amount of information, and I'm only going to show you 3 or 4 small sections of it today, but hopefully it'll give you enough information to think, do you know what, I could probably make use of this. I'd be very interested in finding out, what Google Analytics can do on my website. So I've landed on this site here. I might explain actually about the website data I'm looking at, because some of it's relevant. It'll become apparent why it's relevant. This website here, Posaudacious, is an online maintenance management system for letting agents and landlords, and the tenants, contractors, and staff of the letting agent can communicate over maintenance issues, send them messages, send pictures, arrange meeting times to go and service a boiler, that kind of thing. So that little explanation hopefully will be interesting when we talk about some of these aspects of the data we're looking at now. So this is the kind of analytics homepage for this particular website, and the most important probably are these 4 different pieces of information. As an aside, there's actually 2 active visitors right now. Probably one of them is myself, just up here. But yeah, so in the last 7 days, 133 users have created 366 sessions, and 22% of those visits have bounced. That's what's called the bounce rate. And the session duration on average has been 7 minutes and 6 seconds. So a user is a unique individual person that Google sees, at least, and a session is a visit to that website by a user. Now, a user can have more than one session, and as you can see here, we have 366 sessions in the last 7 days. Well, they were made by 133 users. Now, the bounce rate very quickly, the higher the percentage, generally speaking, it doesn't mean it's good. It's not good news. The lower this percentage, the better, generally speaking. There are circumstances where this might not be the case. For instance, you might have people visiting your website just to find a phone number or an email address, and you may have the phone number in the top of your website. So for instance, on the Anything IT website, we've got the phone number here. So what if people hit that website, find the phone number, and then go again? Well, that would still be recorded as a bounce. More specifically, a bounce is where a visitor lands on your website, doesn't visit any other page at all. They just go again. So that's what a bounce is. Session duration. Now this is quite high. 7 minutes for each session duration is good, but it kind of makes sense considering the website itself, where you have the tenants, contractors and staff all sort of communicating, if you like, on various maintenance issues for the properties they live in. So it's not surprising this is as long as 7 minutes. A lot of websites would only be, if you think about it, when you visit a website, you'll probably find that, you know, a minute or two is the longest you'll spend, you know, on a website, generally speaking. So yeah, let's pop down to audience. This is kind of an expansion of what we've just seen, but with some extra details here as well. But first of all, have a look at this graph. Now, Google Analytics will serve no purpose if you can't make use of the information. Now here we notice that on a Saturday and a Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday and a Sunday, the visits to the website dip right down. As you can see, the highest is on a Thursday at 78 users hitting this website on January the 10th. But then at the weekends it drops down. And again, to use the phrase again, not surprising considering the nature of the website. Perhaps contractors and staff don't work at weekends. Tenants may be doing family things. So why would they spend time, you know, reporting a problem necessarily, or replying to a problem regarding their property at the weekend? So we've got January the 1st to February the 20th selected here. And you can select any date range you like by selecting the first number and then, or the first date rather, followed by another date. And this can be pretty much as long as possible, as long as your code has been installed, of course. And you can even compare to a previous period of time. That could be last year, or as it's kind of defaulted to here, the month before. So I won't change that for the moment. So yeah, between this period we have 546 users, 391 were new, so people that have not visited the site before. I haven't got time to go into a lot of the details right now, but this could be a slightly inaccurate figure. You could find that some users moved, you know, that maybe they've gone to an internet cafe, for instance. They've gone to a cafe and they've connected up to the Wi-Fi. Google might think of that as a new user. So those 546 users have created 3,000 sessions, which is nearly 5.5 sessions per user. So during that period of time, January the 1st to February 20th, we've had 5 visits from each visitor. Again, not surprising considering the nature of the website. Page views, 21,000, nearly 22,000 page views. So that seems pretty high, and indeed a lot of people would think, it certainly did in years past, they would have considered page views one of the most important statistics for potentially offering advertising opportunities. So yeah, 22,000, that's pretty good. Pages and sessions. So yeah, we've had 7.25 pages for each session. As you can see, 7 times 3, yeah, it's roughly 21,000. And we've got the same sort of information here, session duration and bounce rate. I'm going to pop down to location. This might be more relevant to you and your business, perhaps not to this particular website. But if you find you're getting a lot of visitors from France, China, Germany, then you might want to consider translating some of your websites so that you can better serve, if you like, those visitors. But this is quite a nice visual representation up here, and then you've got the actual numbers down here, and in this case 80% from the United Kingdom. And I'm going to take a stab that maybe some of these people have gone abroad and they've decided to log into the website to check on updates. I'm going to pop down to technology and then browser. I'm just going to see a couple more of these and then I'll finish. Here we have the browsers that people have used to visit the website. Perhaps not a really important fact or statistic, but if you have, we've got 15 people here, for instance, using Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is a deprecated, non-supported browser now. And I know for a fact that this particular website doesn't work very well in Internet Explorer. So there are ways in the code to provide users of a certain browser a message saying maybe works best in Microsoft Edge or Chrome, for instance. So again, making use of the data is pretty important. And any questions on this, I'm happy to answer. Even one visitor there, like I've just noticed. Amazon Silk, that's the Kindle and Fire browser. So someone's on their Kindle reading a book and they've decided to jump onto the website. So yeah, mobile. And where are we? Overview. This is probably quite important. So 50% of the users visiting this website are using a mobile phone, not a tablet or a desktop. Mobile, 50%. So your business decision as such would be to make sure the website runs fast and looks good. It does what it says on the tin as such on a mobile device. If it doesn't, you could be losing customers because the website didn't work properly. Maybe your bounce rate is high because the page didn't load very fast or didn't look very good. They couldn't find what they wanted, or there was overlapping images and various problematic things like that. So if your data was 50%, like this one is, then you certainly should take good look at your website in that respect. Finally, let's have a very quick look down here at acquisition. Acquisition made up of 4 main sections. In this case, direct makes up nearly 72%. Now, direct acquisition is where a user has a favorite, has your website booked in their favorites. It could be that they're typing it into the URL bar up here. It could be that they have a shortcut on their desktop perhaps, and they're just double clicking it every day to log in. So yeah, direct is, they're not coming from anywhere as such. They're just literally the user types it in or they click on a favorite. Organic search. Yeah, so on Google search results, you'll have your normal search results that Google thinks you're looking for, not the adverts. So an organic search result is one of the ones that doesn't have the little word ad next to it. So in this case, where are we? 18% have typed in some sort of search keyword to find this website. And a referral is where a link has been clicked on another website. This could be, another blog somewhere, a friend's website who's kindly linked to you. Maybe they've clicked on a link in an email in Gmail. That's technically another website. So yeah, referrals are where the visitor clicks a link on another website somewhere and then obviously lands on your page. And I think social is reasonably self-explanatory. Google Analytics knows when someone comes from Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, for instance. So yeah, I think that's all I should really cover right now. I don't know how long I've been chattering on for, but if you've got any questions, let me know. And obviously, if I can help, then please let me know as well. But I will leave it at that, and I wish you well. Good luck. Bye.